Hello, R J Dent here in my library, and today we're going to be looking at the works of J.D. Salinger. Okay, now not overly prolific, but we've got 4 books here. Probably start with the one that's the most well known, which is The Catcher in the Rye. Okay, Salinger's novel about the story of Holden Caulfield, taking you on his journey around New York and his subsequent breakdown. Good novel, very well written. Become something of a sort of a literary classic now. First published 1951, I think. 1951. Let me have a look. Sorry, won't be a minute. 1951, yeah. And as you can see, the Trickett and Webb, Trickett and Webb covers. They wanted a very simple design, exercise books approach. So you got like just a little bit there with the lines with the title on, which is quite nice. They're actually they're not in use at the moment, these covers, for some reason. Don't know why. I quite like them. I think they're very catchy and very simple. One of the reasons was Salinger didn't want anything strange on the covers of his books, and he said, you know, keep them simple. Didn't want author pictures, didn't want odd illustrations. So there we have Catcher in the Rye. Next one, which was written, was that 1960 something, I think, Franny and Zooey, 1961, yeah, so 10 years later. Franny and Zooey, again, no decoration on the cover, just that same Trickett and Webb design there. Very good, very enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, great, you know, another good book from Salinger. This one, Raise High the Roof Beams, Carpenter. Shame about the cover that it's not part of the Trickett and Webb set, but it's not. Raise High the Roof Beams, Carpenter, and Seymour, an introduction. Now this is an introduction to the Glass family, which is very nice, and Raise High the Roof Beams, Carpenters is lovely. Yeah, they're good, and again quite a nice plain cover there. This one I think is an awful cover. I think it's horrible. For Esme with Love and Squalor, and this is Salinger's collection of short stories. And as you can see here, you got a Perfect Day for Banana Fish, Uncle Wiggily in Connecticut, The Laughing Man down at the dinghy just before the war with Eskimos. It's not, yeah, it's a good Teddy. Oh, that's quite good. Yeah. So there's a nice collection. It's a shame about the cover, really. First book, The Catcher in the Rye. Sensitive and moving book. The author portrays the barriers which exist between children and adults. Okay, so there you have J.D. Salinger in my library. I'll just put that one back on there because I think that's probably the best cover. And I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to mention Joyce Maynard while we're at it as well. Joyce Maynard was, for a while, J.D. Salinger's partner, and an author in her own right, obviously overshadowed by Salinger being the giant of American literature that he was and still is. However, Joyce Maynard wrote this wonderful novel about the lure of celebrity, many years before celebrity was the thing that it is now. And this has recently been made into a film, and it's a fantastic novel about this woman. If I read the blurb. Suzanne Ratto is a beautiful, aspiring TV reporter, a golden girl with adoring parents, a loving husband, and an insatiable drive for the kind of picture-perfect life you see only on television. When her husband is shot dead by her teenage boyfriend, Suzanne, with calculating grace, steps into the role of grieving widow for her television audience. But few suspect the sexual domination that goes on behind the mask of an apple pie beauty. Unique and chilling, the dark side of the American dream, says the Detroit News. And so, yeah, the film, obviously, which stars Nicole Kidman, as you can see from the cover, and Joaquin Phoenix and Matt Dillon, music by Danny Elfman, and directed by Gus Van Sant. And it's absolutely fantastic. And I know it's not J.D. Salinger, but I just thought I would mention it as a book that's worth reading in its own right, irrespective of the Salinger connection. Really worth it. If you can get it, read it, and if you get hold of the film, watch it. It's fantastic. Right, and those books I'm very proud to have in my library.